Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here's another week in review. I almost forgot to do this video and I was watching one of my booktube videos and then I realized, oh, I should do my week in review. And then I realized that what I'm starting to do is try to do them in shorts. Instead of 40 or 50 minute videos, just record a 3-minute video giving a weekly wrap up. So that's what I'm going to do. So in terms of reading this past week, I read a few pages of The Channingsville Incident by David Bradley. I started that a few weeks ago and I'm liking it okay, but except something I don't really like about it, like these last few pages, is that there's a lot of, I think it's backstory, and I kind of get confused, like, wait a minute, is this backstory or is this the present day or whatever? And I don't really like when stories kind of begin and then immediately go into backstory, because it's like, well, wait a minute, if the story begins in the present, why are you suddenly jumping back and giving a lot of backstory? Why don't you just begin the story then in the past? You know, so it's kind of like, where does the story begin? Does it begin in the present or does it begin in the past? And if it begins in the present, why do you immediately then jump back to the past? You should just start in the past. So I don't know, books that begin kind of with flashbacks or backstories, I don't know, it just kind of makes me think that maybe they could have been written better, like choose a better starting point for the novel, choose where the novel really begins, and then weave that backstory into the book later naturally. But still, I'm liking it okay enough. I also read a chapter of The Color of Money by Walter Tevis. That is book 2 of, the first book is called The Hustler. It was made into a movie, The Hustler, with Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason, which I really like. So The Color of Money is the sequel book to that. It was made into a movie with Paul Newman and a young Tom Cruise, and that book is going pretty well. I also read and finished the prologue of 2001, A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke, and I think it's okay. Not great necessarily. Also, I got a new book this past week, The True History of the Kelly Gang, a hardcover signed copy by Peter Carey. This is a book off the top 1000 list by James Mustick, 1,000 books to read before you die. I previously tried reading it and just didn't like it, but it's a top 1000 book and is only $20 or something like that, so I was like, why not? On the writing front, I don't know where I left off with you guys, but I think I wrote somewhere around 5 chapters of The Descent of Inanna. It is going very well. Things are coming together very well, but some pretty bad stuff is about to happen, so that's kind of making me reluctant to write the book. That's about it for reading and writing and personal news. Mostly what I've been doing this past week for just my own fun time or whatever is playing a lot of Crusader Kings 3. I like that game pretty well. Also playing a little bit of NBA 2K, my Seattle Sonics Dynasty. And I think that's pretty much it for this week. So that was my weekly wrap up. Thanks for watching if you did.